Jambo mambo familia angu, karibu nyumbani kwangu. Mimi ni Eli-Ben-Eli, and Mungu akubariki. I'm very happy today for a lot of reasons. I'm happy that I have reached 500. I have even gone over 500. But folks, this is the beginning of a journey. The journey has not ended. So I would ask each and every one of you to please, if you're looking at my videos and you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. And if you have subscribed, please like and support the channel. You know, this, in case, I don't know what, I know that Nyako and that area has a lot of people in it that are Seventh-day Adventists or Christians. And I wish each and every one of you a happy holiday season. For those of you who practice Judaism, Shalom, and the Festival of Lights will soon be upon us. I hope that you're going to have a happy Hanukkah. And to my Muslim brothers and sisters, you know, I wish you salam and a happy Juma Day this coming Friday. So much is happening in my life that is really, really good. It isn't only that I reached 500. The Most High God, Alhamdulillah, is blessing me in a lot of ways that I, you know, didn't even expect, and I am very grateful to Him for that. But let's talk about one of the most interesting subjects around. You know, I have to say, you know, in all honesty, Mara and his family, if nothing else, are very, very interesting. Folks, I have 2 college degrees and a doctorate. Okay. You don't spend most of your time at home doing absolutely nothing and earn a college degree. It just doesn't happen. So Black Beauty had a video today in which he was talking about Davy Jr. having been arrested trying to trying to buy a college certificate. I don't know what's going on with Davy Jr., but all that I know is that if Davy Jr. participates in a graduation, most of the participants are going to be actors. Okay, let me say this. I have met a lot of Kenyans, and I don't know how to put this without maybe hurting people's feelings, but the people that are able in Kenya to put together money to come to the United States, live here, study here, rent an apartment and everything, they usually tend to be wealthy people. It's expensive to live in America. It's expensive to travel to America. And when you see people traveling to America a couple of times a year, they're living in an expensive part of town, they're paying their way through an expensive school, they're driving a nice car, you know that they have money. Okay? The point that I'm making is quality education in the United States even can be very, very expensive, especially for a foreigner who doesn't have a scholarship. And most of the Kenyans that I have known in this country are incredibly hardworking, industrious people who, you know, just work very, very hard to, you know, get an education. And for me, when I see somebody like Davy Jr. acting like if education is nothing, that he can hang around with Uncle Mo and do construction projects and everything, never set foot in a class, never do any kind of schoolwork, and somehow mysteriously he's going to receive a degree. You know, I'm not a Kenyan, but to me it seems that that's an insult to the educational system of Kenya, which apparently, you know, is very, very rigorous. You know, it's very, very rigorous, and it's something that everybody, students and the schools, take very seriously. I'm just saying. Seems to me that the whole thing is it's kind of like insulting. Oh, I'm a playboy, I live in the village, and I'm on YouTube. I'm a big shot, so they're gonna give me a degree without me actually doing any work. No, Davey, I don't think so. But anyway, I want to revisit something that I spoke about previously, and I saw a video by Black Beauty, and it suddenly occurs to me, you know something? You are allowing yourself to just take a very cursory look at this thing and not give it, the attention that it deserves. There was a video a few days ago by Only Mawira of him and a couple of other men and several women having what looked like a pre-orgy in the mud bath. The women were in their underwear. One of them bent over, showing her big notch to the camera, and she's covered in mud. So, she's covered in mud, so it looks almost like if he's actually naked. And I was, I just laughed to myself, and I said, Mawira is gonna have a sweet night, folks. We've been looking at the start of an orgy. Let's face it, folks. You gotta face it. A lot of those women are married. A lot of those women have children. A lot of those women may have a boyfriend. Who does that kind of thing? And they were making noise and wiggling their bodies, and oh my God. Do you for 1 minute think that when all of that was over, later on that night, that maybe some of those men and those women, married or not, did not hook up with each other? You see, Marwa promoted his thriller villa, the rumble in the jungle, the Medellin cartel headquarters in Kenya, him, the head Mungiki, the king of kings, he who walks among the corn, he who gazes at the clouds and calls forth the rain, he who redirects the river. At least in his imagination, all of this is true. The king of kings in the kingdom of Nyako Hanset, in the empire of Magori County. The way that he promoted this party was that, in fact, it was going to be an orgy. He was talking about people making love under the trees, free-ranging, please bring a lot of condoms, babies are going to be made here and everything. And, why did Congrats' dad slap Claude Joseph? What did he see? At the end of the day, Congrats' mom may have gone to the dark side. She's posting videos of herself swimming at the river and moving her body, and she's gone to the dark side, or at least so it seems. But Congrats' dad, not so. Congrats' dad strikes me as being a serious man who takes his religion seriously, and this is a Seventh-day Adventist elder, and Kenyan Seventh-day Adventist people tend to be very concerned about the life that they live and being moral people and everything. So, for me, if that old man walked upon something that he thought was offensive in the eyes of God, in the property that he gave to his son, which in effect means that to a certain extent that's still his property. If he came upon a person doing something that's inappropriate, I have no doubt in the world that he would slap them in the face and tell them, don't do that here. But at the same time, what has his son been promoting? Marwa is telling people to make sure that they bought condoms, that babies are going to be made there and everything. And, it's like village tea. I hate to put it this way, but village tea and a lot of those other women that have been there and a lot of the pretty village girls, please don't stone me for what I'm about to say. It's almost as if Marwa is pimping them. And I know that a lot of you may not be familiar with the term. A pimp is a person who manages women who sell their bodies for money or for anything else of value. And a lot of the time, they're actively involved in procuring customers for these women. What is this business of Marwa asking people, have you found yourself a African woman yet? It's like the last time that I looked, there were some children at that party, but the people that he's asking these questions of, please notice what I noticed. They're never females. They're always men, and they're always foreign men. Okay, Mara understands that these people are going to come with gifts. Mara understands that these people are going to give him money. And it's like if the quid pro quo or the exchange of values that Mara wants to engage in is, you have come to my village, you have come bearing presents, you have given me cash. Look around you. There are all of these beautiful young women. Now, Mara himself does not like black, or claims not to like black women. Because I'm looking at some of those women around him, and I'm saying he may be blind in one eye, but he can still see out of the other. Those are good-looking girls. Look at somebody like Village T with that body. Oh my God. Mara is exactly, pardon my language, exactly like a pimp. A lot of the time, pimps are surrounded by beautiful women that they have no interest in. Their only interest in having those beautiful women around them is to sell them to other men so that those other men will give them money. And I just think that it's really, really sad, incredibly sad, that it's not only that these women, and men for that matter, are prepared to sacrifice their wives, their children, take the last money that they have, sometimes travel to Marwa without even having a way back home, all in the name of getting a collabo and hopefully getting more viewers and building up this. To me, it's like these people are, these people are doing something which is very, very close to selling their soul to the devil. They're becoming part of this Marwa YouTube cult, and they're willing to sacrifice their worldly goods. They're willing. Look at Strongman 254. His wife calls and tells him, our home has been flooded. I don't have a place for me and the children to sleep. And he says one of the coldest things that he says that he told her, listen, the rain has already come. It would take 2 days for me to get there. Do the best that you can. I have to fulfill my obligation to Mara. What obligation to Mara? He came there and he basically put himself into voluntary servitude in order to have Mara assist him with building up this channel. He's working for free and for shelter and for food. Okay, there's a portion of the Old Testament that talks about Liberation Day for slaves. After a certain amount of time, if a Hebrew has another Hebrew, or a citizen of Israel has another person who is a citizen of Israel as a slave, he's supposed to release him. But if that person wants to continue living on in slavery, that may sound crazy, but there are people who want to continue living on in slavery. What the owner is supposed to do is make a hole in that person's ear and make him wear an earring on his ear, telling people that he's a voluntary slave. Look at how many of those women have earrings on their ears. Okay, and sometimes the symbolism of what people do is lost even on them. Those people are putting themselves into voluntary bondage to Marwa. And you know what the comedy of it is? Mushrooms, in the Bible, they tell us that when the children of Israel wandered in the desert, the way that God provided for their food was that something by the name of manna would appear, and they were to eat it, gather as much as they needed for that day, except on Fridays. Manna sounds a lot like mushrooms. Okay, mushrooms can spring up overnight, and you can come back a few days later and it's spoiled. It's no good. It's no good. And it's almost like if these people are living on Marwa's fake manna, his fake mushrooms, because he's telling them, he's giving them this illusion that he's going to help them create a channel. But what happens to most of those people when they leave the the Medellin villa, and go back home? Suddenly what happens is that their viewership goes down, and they become stalled, and they no longer they're no longer having new subscribers. By the way, let me stop here on that topic and say this. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please like and subscribe to my channel. We still have a long way to go, and this is there are mileposts on this journey that I am on, and that anybody else who takes YouTube seriously is on. There are no mileposts, but the journey goes on, and so I need. Please, if you're watching this video, consult your conscience. If you haven't subscribed, please remember, I'm not asking you for a thing. I'm not asking you for a penny. I'm not asking you to assist me with Cash App or anything else. All that I'm asking you to do is to subscribe to my channel, and to whatever extent you can, be supportive. People will, a lot of other channels that I really respect will caution you to be respectful, not to make any insults. I've lived a long, I've lived a long time compared to some of these people. Okay, do you think, in your wildest moment, that there's anything you can say that I haven't heard? Do you think that you can insult me and that I would care? There was a time when I was a school teacher, and the school children, mostly they loved me. Mostly I got along well with them, but then I did something which most people found frightening. I went to work voluntarily. I was getting paid, by the way, but I went to work among young criminals and gang members and drug dealers and drug addicts who were in recovery. And there's always a period of time when those kids are getting to know you. And a lot of those kids hate authority figures. And they would insult people, call them names, talk about their family. You know what I would do? I would yawn, and I would tell them, whenever you're through with all of that, do what you have to do. And eventually a lot of those kids would end up becoming my friends. But the point that I'm making is this. There's nothing that anybody on here can say that really is going to make me feel offended. You want to call me an old man? Hey, stop. I am an old man. Go right ahead and call me that. You want to call me grandpa? I will have you know that I am very proud of being a grandpa. Grandpa Eli is very proud of being Babu Eli-Ben-Eli. And you're my matotos. You're my Yuku. You're my grandchildren. That doesn't offend me. You want to say, oh, what is an old man like you doing? Listen to me. Don't be silly. Okay? I am a living person just like you're a living person. And you have a right to have opinions. I have a right to have opinions. You have a right to voice opinions. I have a right to voice opinions. But if it pleases you to make those remarks, you have to understand something. Insults and disrespect only bothers people who are uncertain of who they are. I know exactly who I am. So, when you begin to try to insult me, call me names or whatever, I think you're a comedian, and I find you funny, and I find it entertaining. I don't take any insult at the, if a baby goes gaga goo goo when I'm holding that baby, am I going to take offense at that? No, I'm holding a baby. Most of you, even the ones that are my age, even the ones that are older than me, most of you are children, and I'm not going to take offense no matter what you say. Consider this a free speech zone. You can say whatever you want to say and see if I care. I mean, I'll be concerned to the extent that you have a point of view and you have expressed it, but as far as affecting my feelings and my emotions, God does that, and the people I allow to do that. Okay, so once again, please like and subscribe to my channel, and feel free to talk. Feel free to say whatever you want to say about whoever you want to say about. This is a safe zone. But back to what I was saying. A lot of those people don't understand something. That which is freely given can be freely taken away from you. So, if you receive a shout out from Mara and people subscribe to your channel on the basis of that, who have no real relationship with you, they have never watched your channel, they don't even know whether they like you or not, guess what's going to happen? When your cult leader, your cult master, snaps his finger and tells those people, I don't like that person, please go back to his channel and unsubscribe. They're going to go back and they're going to unsubscribe. When your cult leader is not around, and doesn't do collabos with you and everything, people aren't going to look at your videos. There's a saying that they have in China, don't break another man's rice bowl. I'm not interested in breaking another man's rice bowl. If Mara wants to do a master class because he needs some money, more power to him. But I'm going to tell you something. There is a rule that goes like this. If you want to learn how to do anything well, you have to spend a minimum of 10,000 hours doing it. Now, literally, that for some people it might mean 10,000 hours, but I don't think it has to mean 10,000 hours. What it means is experience is the best teacher. The way all of us are going to learn is by doing what we do. And somewhere along the line, people will come and point something out to you that you need to do different. People have been telling me that, pointing out things that are, that I can improve with my videos, and some people might get offended at that. I don't. Though each and every one of those persons is doing something to help me learn and to be a better YouTuber. It's like something that I said to Joseph the Mason that nobody else is doing here on YouTube. And I'm gonna close up when I'm gonna finish up when I say this. A lot of those, the comedy of life is this. A lot of the Masons who work with fellow the boys and who work at all of these other building sites in Nyabohanset and throughout East Africa are themselves poor people living in houses built out of earth, out of mud. And they're using all of this knowledge to help build somebody else a house. So what about themselves? And, there's something that Mama Modesta and A.M. Carroll, Untrending, Black Beauty, all of them say this. Charity begins at home. Why can't these men form what I call a MAHA? MAHA stands for Mutual Assistance Building Assistance group, where every single person in that group draws lots, let's say, at some point. And depending on the order of the lots, they go ahead and they build each other. Everybody does what they did for Mama Ann for different members of that group. They take their time, they donate their time, be it one day a week, be it a few weeks, and help that person build their home or improve their home, and then they move on to the next one, and they can do this on a part-time basis because they have to do something else to earn money. The point that I'm making is this. You can help me to learn how to be a better YouTuber. I don't need to sign up with any master class, and you don't need to sign up with any master class. We can learn from each other. If you see that I'm doing something that I could do better, tell me. That doesn't offend me. That's a blessing. But anyway, Familia Angu, your uncle Eli-Ben-Eli wants to tell you all, my dear grandchildren, to have a happy holiday season. And I hope to see you again very, very soon. God bless each and every one of you. I love each and every one of you. And if you haven't seen your grandfather or your grandmother in a long time, your grandparents, reach out to them and tell them you love them. I guarantee you that that's going to mean a lot to them. May God bless you. Kwaheri.